Here until 6, you're listening to JM Talkback with J-Man on 979 FM.
Welcome back to the program. We just heard from very emotional Councillor Sophie Ramsey on the situation at Mowbray College, and I can't do anything but agree with Councillor Ramsey. This isn't just a business that's going under. This is an important piece of educational infrastructure. This is a community. This is a family. This is kids' futures. And, well, as far as we can gather, people just aren't talking about it. The NAB, the federal government, the state government need to get around a table, talk about this, and see if we can get some kind of good outcome for this school, for these kids. Anyway, 97478500 if you'd like to join into the conversation. I received this from Mr. David O'Connor. Hello, J-Man. As a strong supporter of the NAB AFL Auskick program, it is difficult to comprehend the sheer level of abandonment being experienced by Mowbray College community, especially the students. I was invited to attend a meeting at Mowbray College where it was made quite clear to the Assembly that the business known as Mowbray College was indebted to the tune of some $18 million, primarily the National Australia Bank, as a secured creditor. We were also advised that the NAB was no longer able to support the line of credit to the school without the school board securing $4 million in state government funding. The following day on Melbourne radio, in fact, I found the audio for this, so I'll play you the audio first. This is National Australia Bank CEO Cameron Klein on 3AW.
As to whether or not, I mean, the issue here at the moment is that the government really need to step in with some funding. And as I understand it, that there's some discussions going on over the course of the day as whether the government will step in and provide some funding. But this is not a situation that we take lightly or one that we want. And certainly we've been working very closely with the council, school council, to try and come up with a solution to this issue. And I think if the government's able to step forward with some funding, then although the school may go into administration or provide some security, that in fact there is time for the students obviously to continue their their learning, but also for the situation to get a long-term solution.
I'll continue to read David's letter. He says, NAB CEO Cameron Klein told a NAB customer of 30 years that they were talking with the Mowbray College board and that, and I quote, although the school may go into administration or provide some security, my fault, I've misread it. No, I haven't. Although the school may go into administration or provide some security, that in fact there is time for students obviously to continue their learning, but also for the situation to get a long-term solution. It appears that the level of time for students was only days, and it appears that the long-term solution was to close the school. The whole ordeal has disenfranchised a community the NAB claimed to advocate for through its Schools First program. Yours faithfully, Mr. David O'Connor. And Mr. O'Connor joins me on the line now. Good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon, J-Man. How are you this afternoon?
I'm well, David. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm battling through all this, mate.
Oh, it's a shocking situation, isn't it?
It is. Well, we've heard the rumours. The community just want the facts. That's where we're trying to be nice to establish some of those facts.
Yeah, well, I was just speaking with Councillor Sophie Ramsey. She was suggesting that the council would like to get them all around the table. Yes,
I was listening to your opening lines and also Sophie's interview with yourself. And look, I couldn't agree more. There's nothing more to say. You guys have said it all. We just need some action. It takes money to buy a beer, but someone's got to get out there and do something. You've got a community here. We have a dedicated community willing to help, but we've all been locked out, and it's just I can't. Words can't put any of this into perspective.
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it?
I mean, I was a guy that was anti the private school system. My two boys went through public school. They went to Sunbury College, and it was a very good college. That was our choice. But Mowbray College is just something that is you need to experience. I went to the meeting on the Monday night over there. The first meeting, the first time I had anything to do with the school, and the level of commitment that came out of that night, and even the fact that people had lost money and were in that room, jam-packed in that hall there, and we had, all right, there was a little bit of abuse being thrown around the room, as you would expect, because people have got, their lives have been changed. But overall, I was very proud to be part of Melton, because it could have been worse. It's just, you know, and like Sophie said in her interview, the kids were well presented, articulated. I thought, you know, it was a bit of a setup. I thought that, you know, they've got the good kids in with, you know, the good lines of questions. But after speaking with some of them later on over the phone, and, you know, when they were on the steps of Parliament House and things like that, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. And I feel so powerless as to my role in society as an adult to, you know, do whatever I've got to do for these kids who are taking, you know, we want respect as adults, and yet we're just not giving it back. So how do we expect in years to come when we're older? How do we expect to get that respect?
And look, the effect it's having on the kids, that's just one side of it. I mean, we've also got the fact that our community is losing a valuable piece of educational infrastructure at a time when the community is growing so fast, and we need to be building more facilities.
Well, it's caused unbelievable instability in the Melton Shire. We've got teachers, you know, part of the infrastructure is the teachers, that people aren't even really talking about the teachers in some respects, which I think, you know, they are the hallmark of the school as well. They're what's kept it together. I mean, I've had discussions with ex-teachers that are willing to come back and actually help. You know, I can't believe it. It just doesn't make sense. Is it the 17 acres of prime real estate that everybody's interested in? Is that what's happened here? I know that it's a commercial decision. In my opinion, it's gone sour, and you know, we've got to try and we want the government to pay for it. Okay, if that's got to happen now, let's all sit down and chat about it. I agree with Sophie on that. Probably, yep.
Absolutely. All right, well, thanks very much for calling in, Dave, and the correspondent.
Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you took it up. I'm really glad of that.
Look, well, I agree as well with yourself, with Sophie, and yeah, something's got to be done about this, and I'll keep pushing the issue. Don't worry about that.
Before you do go, it'd be good if we could have a community buyback scheme through the National Bank, or even if the National Bank could talk about a deed of company arrangement, you know, via an administrator appointed by the bank. But the thing is, I think it's gone beyond that now. I think it's, we'll just see what happens. Yeah,
and I'll keep pushing for contact with the bank and various other bodies. I know you will.
You do a great job, mate. We all do appreciate it.
Thanks very much, David. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. It's Mr. David O'Connor.